So this last Thursday we got some more news about the 4.3 patch. The first thing they acknowledged are the ongoing issues with cargo elevators. Fixes are not yet ready, but the work is underway and they should be finalized at a later date. The main reason for delays is that the new fixes seem to have revealed new bugs, which then need to be addressed once again before the final solution is delivered. We have already seen bits and pieces of the new dynamic weather. The next step is the dynamic snow, which will be introduced with 4.3. This is just a first layer or one of the layers of this large, huge weather system they have in mind. I like the idea of storms and weathers having an effect. Something they showed off during CitizenCon. When lightning hits, the ship could take actual damage. Having a variety of weather effects is nice, but I don't think we need to overdo it, as there is no point of having a storm going around all the time. Well, maybe regarding specific plants, it should be full of storms, but the idea still remains that in most plants we have right now, there should be a standard weather pattern. So not too stormy, not too calm. With every new patch this year, it seems to bring something new, and so are also the new armor sets which will be obtainable. This time, stealth armor sets. I don't think we exactly know what makes them stealth yet, but these I'm guessing are light armor pieces with emphasis on staying hidden. Some of these might be found in the world, while others will be located at Wickelos. Stealth does not have much meaning in this current game, at least not yet on the FPS level. And we don't have any additional detection elements which could provide stealth importance, like having first-person radar. And of course with that sending out a ping to discover nearby hostiles. So I think for the time being this is just some new type of armor we can enjoy. Another unique addition are the Volt sniper rifles, a rapid-fire energy-based weapons. For balance reasons, it includes recoil, overheating and distinct sound profile. We need to experience it ourselves, how good or bad it might actually be. Personally, I hope it turns out to be a more balanced rifle than a heavy hitter. Perhaps relying on overheating to counter its rate of fire. I don't think energy weapons should dominate sniper roles, but anything from close to mid-range would make sense for this type of design. Perhaps one of the best features of this patch is the return of Hangar respawning. This is an extra layer of comfort, especially when it comes to the unforgiving nature of the game, how players spend their time and the investment we make. In many ways, hangars serve a player housing role and they should feel convenient and practical. I think this is one of the most welcome quality of life features. Though it might reduce the relevance of major common areas, the real downside has always been the travel time it takes to reach those common areas, so perhaps future balances can be found between both systems. For now, the return of hangar spawning makes sense, especially during alpha, as it prevents unnecessary time wasting with an unforgiving game. From another direction, developers are also exploring the idea of spawning ground vehicles via freight elevators. This will not be part of 4.3, but is still pretty good news. Of course, it may bring its own share of bugs, but I believe the concept is very promising. Personally, I think the same system should eventually apply to snobs and small ships. Imagine calling in your main ship and then retrieving support craft without having to manage it manually before another vehicle can be called. For example, pairing Hercules with Pisces Rescue or Starline's attack with Mirai Fury. Currently, you still need to physically open doors, but in the future perhaps ship's keys or remote controls could allow support vehicles to deploy more smoothly. Anyone who relies on support ships would benefit from this feature. I believe this idea has been floating around for a while and there were even some murmurs regarding it, but nothing's final yet, at least to my knowledge. So another development goal was to optimize ship release schedule. This was promised around 4 months ago or even more, but it looks like they're revisiting it. I suspect it will continue with the delays or quietly pushed in with another patch. I do hope we will eventually get schedules for newly released ships, which reach in-game stores. It would bring much needed comfort to the player base. The vehicle balance team is also continuing their work, managing the state of many special fighters. It has now time come for the light fighters in particular to receive some tuning. This includes adjustment to speed, acceleration, durability, and in some cases even components. However, I suspect this won't be the grand fix light fighter pilots have been hoping for. There must be a balance across all ships, and not every one of them can be equally strong, so there will need to be some differences. Of course, the new Kruger L-21 Wolf will be the new light fighter around with 4.3. I've covered it in some detail in a separate video, so feel free to check that out as well. For its size, agility and weapons loaded, it looks like a potentially competitive addition. The big event of the 4.3 will be the Onyx Facilities. These appear to be massive abandoned locations where sinister science experiments once took place. We will probably learn more about them in the coming weeks. Most likely this event will have us to uncover something hidden or lost within these facilities, possibly expanding across multiple sites and places of interest. It clearly has a strong science fiction feel about it, but we'll see more soon, and going to experience this new content alongside our new Kruger Wolf. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching!